Wow. Chef's kiss. Delicious. Hey, what's going on, guys? DZanix here, and welcome to King of Headphones, the bi-monthly show where I take a random set of headphones and we go over the looks, the build quality, the comfort, and the sound, and we rank them on a master list amongst all the other headphones that I've had a chance to listen to find out just who is the king of headphones. Now today we got something really special. We're talking about the ZMF Bokeh. And let me tell you guys something. If you are just music enjoyers and you don't get super hung up on technicalities, this little guy right here, he's a treat. So I'm gonna go ahead and dive right into this one. How about we just go ahead and get started?
I want to feel your sound stage resolution and detail in my brain. Plug me in and amp me up. Your audio file. Attitude gets me oh so hot.
So, the ZMF Bokeh. This is made by, of course, ZMF headphones. It's more of a boutique operation. All of their headphones are handmade, and as you can see from the cups, everything there is touched by hand, worked on by hand. They cut all of their own wood. Now for ZMF, this is an entry-level headphone, but at entry level, we're talking about $1,100 starting, and it just goes up from there depending on the options. They do limited edition cups, which that's what this one is, and I think it's honestly absolutely stunning. Most of the time with these ZMF headphones, when you are getting into the special cups, video and photos simply just don't do it justice. I mean, these things are genuinely a work of art. Aesthetics wise, these can't be beat. I can zoom in a little bit here. You can sort of see all those colors that are swirled in there. They use all types of different wood types, different colors, and the cool thing about these is they truly are one of a kind. There is no other cup that's going to look exactly like this one. You can really get a set that is just very personal to you, and that's part of the appeal, and also, frankly, that's a lot of the cost as well. However, as much work as they put into their handmade cups and the build, they put that much attention to detail and care into the sound, which makes these really just wonderful headphones. You get a sense that this company genuinely cares. They care about audio. They care about pride of ownership and giving you something that you're gonna feel is just very special and unique. I love the way these look. Every time I look at them, I'm just like, dang man, I wanna put those on my head and just listen to some hot tunes. And most of the time I do. And most of that time, I'm having a great time. So, you know, that's kind of the aesthetic part of it. As far as build quality, these are built very, very well. Nice thick wood, and they do use a dampening system in one of their other flagship headphones, which is the Atrium, which we will get to at some point. Nice thick headband that you always get with ZMF. There's a secondary strap in here, and you have an aluminum chassis here with the metal rods. Of course, detachable cable. You can use your own cable or you can use the cables that ZMF provide. It's a 3.5 millimeter, which is pretty much kind of becoming standard across the board now. So yeah, the build quality on these is rock solid. I feel like as long as you take care of these things are gonna last you forever. As far as comfort, actually quite comfortable. They look like they could be pretty heavy, but they're really not. You put them on your head and clamp force is not too tight, but enough to keep them planted on your head. I have a smaller noggin. These do very well for that. They do extend out quite a bit for people with larger heads, but for someone like me with a medium to small head, they're very snug. The weight distribution and the padding on the headband is such that the weight really doesn't become much of an issue. And to be honest, with these headphones, most of the time I'm kind of lounging back anyway. So head tilted back, maybe against a pillow or against the couch, really makes any weight of this a non-issue. These really are not super, super heavy headphones. Now, as far as drivability, ZMF actually considers this headphone a portable headphone, or portable friendly, I guess I should say. I would say it's relatively travel friendly. It's a little bigger, as I said before, Bokehs. do come with a very nice case, so you can travel with it. If you were so inclined, you absolutely can travel with this and throw it in a suitcase. Very handsome case, I must say. I would call it travelable. I wouldn't call it, so much portable. But the nice thing is it doesn't take a lot to drive it. I've driven it on my my small little Bluetooth Hi-Fi DAC amp, and it runs it pretty well. One of my favorites, though, is using the XDO 5 Pro here and just hooking up my Hibby R4 to it. Now, this thing runs it beautifully, and right now I've got the AKM DAC inside it, and I also have the Sparkos op amps in there. If those just sound like a whole bunch of words to you, that's okay. Just know that means that this thing is tricked out turbo. Like, I'm talking like, Paul Walker Fast and the Furious style. The nice thing about this also is that this headphone does scale. So it doesn't scale massively, but it definitely gets better the higher up the amplification chain you go. The better quality amps and DACs you're using, you're going to get some benefits out of this. It doesn't just sound the same on every piece of equipment. And of course, one other thing that is kind of a common thread across a lot of ZMF headphones is these run and sound beautifully on tube amps. OTL tube amps, it just provides you with that lush mid-range, a lot of that warm musicality. Yeah, tubes on this guy, very nice indeed. Straight up, this is a warm, slightly dark headphone. And so how do they sound? Well, very simply put, full immersion, full musical immersion. Just the music just kind of swirls and blends all around your head. And the way the soundstage works inside these cups, it's moving all around your head in a 3D space, and it is just soft presentation. Everything flows together. Now, I'm not saying that soundstage is non-existent. Actually, for a closed back headphone, the soundstage is excellent on these. It just makes music sound very enjoyable. And a lot of that is because of that ZMF mid-range. They're known for their just super lush and oftentimes natural mid-range. On the Bokeh, I wouldn't say that the mid-range is way up in your face, very tight, very detailed the way some of their other headphones are. This is a little bit more subdued, a little bit more pulled back. It just kind of allows everything else that's going on to blend beautifully together. I do love me some bass. This is my bass head headphone. I love the bass on these, and part of the reason why these are my bass head headphones, you can see that the pads that I'm using. Now, the really nice thing about ZMF headphones is you really can sort of tune the sound a little bit to your preferences depending on what pads you choose for these. These are not the stock pads that came with the Bokeh. The stock pads give it very slightly more neutrality, a little bit less bass, nice bass presence, but not that deep, hard-hitting punch that you're gonna get with something like this solid leather pad. I will say that a lot of ZMF headphones, the pads are super easy to change. On the Bokeh, it is a major pain in the ass. So once I got these pads put on there, they're staying. I'm not gonna be pad rolling with these. I'm not gonna be swapping them out. I don't even wanna take them off for the video just to show you, because I know that I'm gonna be getting angry and pissed off trying to get them back on after I hit stop. So I'm not gonna do that. How about the treble? Not super extended. It does have a slight bit of sparkle there, but it's not gonna be for someone who really loves a spicier treble. Another thing about the Bokeh that is interesting is this is actually my most favorite lower volume headphone. These do really, really great on lower volumes. If you're somebody who doesn't really like to crank their music up and blow their eardrums out with their headphones, these perform excellent at lower volumes. So even at lower volume listening levels, you're still getting all of the wonderful benefits of the Bokeh. You're getting that hard-hitting low end. You're still getting that nice musical mid-range that sort of just swirls around your head. You're in a bubble of high-quality sound. Everything that you're listening to is presented in a way where you can just get lost in the music. It's a really great experience. You don't have to worry about how detailed it is. You just kind of get lost in the music. It's a really fun experience and one that I really, really enjoy and highly recommend. Even though this is a kind of a softer, smoother musical experience, you're still getting all of that texture that ZMF is known for. You're getting textured bass. You're getting textured mids. The treble is just pleasant. It's never sharp. It's just a soft, smooth, very smooth musical experience. You can customize that with the pads. You can customize that depending on the amp. You can use tubes if you want an even richer, smoother, warmer experience. Put this thing on a tube amp. If you just want to kick back, listen to your music softly on a little portable amp, you can do that. This thing is very versatile. I think the only real caveat with that is just the price. It is going to be out of a lot of people's budget. Starting at $1,100 and going on up. Some of these limited edition cups can go all the way up to $1,500. Unless you're someone who likes a very bright headphone and a lot of detail, these aren't gonna be for you. But I do believe that these are an excellent pair of headphones. And I am admittedly a bit of a ZMF fanboy. I think that what Zach is doing is just awesome, especially for the headphone community, for the audiophile community. These guys are at the top of their game right now. I think it's probably about time we go ahead and throw this up on the list to find out. Maybe this is going to be the king of headphones. Okay, so I've got the list pulled up, and let's see where the ZMF Bokeh is going to land. So going through the list right now, we've got at number 3 the Grado Hemp, which was a C tier. We've got in number 2 spot the Hi-Fi Man Edition XS, which is a B tier headphone. Number 1, the king of headphones for right now, is the Focal Clear, and that is an A tier headphone. So where is the ZMF Bokeh? I absolutely, no question, is better than the Grado Hemp. I would also take it over the Hi-Fi Man Edition XS, just for pure musical enjoyment, just for that deep, hard, punchy bass, the relaxed listening at lower volumes. So I guess the question is the ZMF Bokeh better than the Focal Clear? Subjectively speaking, you know, most of the time I'm actually grabbing the Bokeh. If I just want to kick back and just listen to the music and enjoy the music, and I'm not looking to get, you know, that super detailed sound. I don't want a magnifying glass on my tunes. I just want to lean back, put the volume at a comfortable level, and just enjoy the music. I'm grabbing the Bokeh more often than not than the Focal Clear. But with this list, I'm trying to, you know, be a little bit more objective. I don't want to just put, you know, oh, this is my favorite, so it's number 1. I really love the Focal Clear for its own characteristics as well. I mean, that thing does have really nice detail. The Bokeh certainly more blurred but musical. The Bokeh has beautiful texture though. Very, very nice textured bass. Lots of texture in the mid-range. Focal Clear does have the upper hand in the treble though. A lot more sparkle than the ZMF Bokeh. The ZMF Bokeh, you know, I'm gonna put it at number 2. I say that the Focal Clear is still, right now, it's still the king of headphones. And just looking at the value proposition as well, you know, the Bokeh is not cheap. You can get a vocal clear for definitely a lot less right now than the Bokeh. So we're going to say the ZMF Bokeh. I still say it is an A tier headphone for sure. And we're coming in at around $1,100. But it falls just a little bit short than the Focal Clear, even though sometimes I will take the Bokeh over the Clear many times, just for that pure musical enjoyment. But the Clear, just for the money, it just does everything really well. ZMF Bokeh is a little bit more geared towards a certain audience. But man, personally, I love them. I love my Bokehs, and it's just a great headphone. But I really want to thank you guys again for tuning in. We got a lot more headphones to go. I'm going to do another one in about 2 weeks. So if you do like these videos, please consider subscribing. And any questions or any headphones that you'd like to see in the future, go ahead and put them down in the comments below, and enjoy your headphones. I will be back in a couple of weeks with something new for you, and we will rank it and see if it is the king of headphones. So thanks a lot, guys. Catch you later.